Morning, everyone. Welcome to Get Your Paint On here this Thursday, the 26th? 5th. We talked about this morning. 25th. Okay. Good morning. Got a couple of guests here with me today. Got John Swinkles.
Oh, hi.
And Jeff Handley.
Hello.
He's our social media coordinator, if you're not familiar with him yet. A couple of announcements here before we get into the stream. First things first, we've got our stream schedule, which we're going to start here with. Give John a moment to switch it over. Dun, 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 dun. Click on schedule. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got Dev Hangout Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Get Your Paint On here on Thursdays. You guys know where you're at. 10 a.m. as well. We've got Staff Showdown. Have we scheduled that yet?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. And then Primecast Live, which I don't also think we've scheduled.
Not just yet. Gen Con's a thing.
Gen Con, yeah, yes. Gen Con, we're super busy, so we'll probably have those figured out by probably the time we get back from Gen Con, maybe. So, just hang out for a little bit more information on that. Hobby and Terrain blog. You guys hear about this every week. This is a blog where Danny shows off a lot of the projects that he's working on for our terrain. He's working on a couple of display boards for various games right now, which you can see he's updating almost daily. So go ahead and give that a like, check that out, and for all those sweet updates. Striker, Tony is out of the office for right now, so he will probably not be back until we're all back from Gen Con. But that's why we have John here taking over the mantle for today. Next, we got Mini Crate. We got the Shield Sister of the Order of the Wall. It's a bit of a mouthful, which ends August 19th. So that just went up. You guys have got a couple of weeks here to sign up to get that. Of course, we've got the Bride of Arcadius, which is the free VIP Mini Crate model. And then we've also got the L5R Mini Crate. Hida Casada of the Crab Clan, which
big fan favorite.
That one. Yeah, big good one. Yeah. And then we've got the Shosuro Sadako model. Now, I believe, and John, you may have more information on this, but we're coming up to the end of the 6-month subscriptions for these models, right?
Correct.
So make sure if you guys want either the Bride of Arcadius or Shosuro Sadako, that you guys get that subscription in soon before they go away, and we replace them with some new ones. And then we've got our Savage Mini Crate. So this is a new Mini Crate that we're releasing soon. It's going to be, I don't know when it goes live, but if you guys want to get on there, we've got Dark Agnes and VIP King Conan model.
I'm so excited.
So check these out. These models are going to be really sweet.
They have until August 12th to pick those up.
August 12th, okay, is the cutoff date for that. So that's coming up real fast, you guys. We're looking at probably 2 or 3 weeks for that. All right. Then we talk a little bit about Monpoc My Store. Do you want to take over that, Jeff? Talk a little bit about that?
Monpoc My Store is a contest we're running, and it runs from the start of last week, I believe, until August 15th, which is 1 month. And all you have to do is play or paint or do other Monpoc-related activities in your local game store, and they will take pictures and post them on Facebook with their official store account with the hashtag MonpocMyStore. And then at the end of August, we will choose a winner, and their store will be made into an actual building that will be a Crush Hour organized play reward.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see who ends up winning for that, because it could be really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see what our designers do with what they're given for that.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's go to today's model. So now that we are really close to the release of Monpoc and Gen Con, we wanted to go over one of the models for Riot Quest. Or I said Monpoc, didn't I?
You did.
Jeez. All right. It's been a rough morning for me, all right?
You're the host, so I didn't want to correct you.
No, please correct me if I say something stupid.
I mean, he'd look cool as a Monpoc model, too.
Yeah, he
all
would.
Giant and stuff.
Except
yeah,
it wouldn't
like
make...
Green Fury?
No, we just make him at scale.
Yeah.
Just a little dude just like running around, gassing people.
Isn't that like almost like 2 millimeter?
It's real
It's
small.
real tiny.
It's real small.
But he could be like working for Green Fury with Sergeant Titanica.
I think one of the things that Brendan did while he was here last was he had us print out a scale like human body.
Yeah.
And you painted it up like Deadpool.
It was so tiny.
It was like literally this big. The thing is really small. It was just
Yeah, like
he
you
was
have
like,
to use like a one hair to paintbrush.
yeah, he's just like, I can do it. I can paint it. I'm like, all right, man, you go for it. Get in there. Get the job done. All right, but we have what's the actual name for this guy? I'm just using
Gorman the Mad.
Gorman the Mad. So I think we've shown pictures of the painted version of this guy in some of our various Riot Quest streams, but we're gonna paint him here today for you, and yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm gonna do, so we're just gonna get on here and paint some stuff.
Is this your personal model or is this for a studio?
The studio one's already painted, so
Okay.
this is gonna just be some fun painting stuff. My palette is empty. Well, not quite empty, but mostly empty. I got a fresh palette for you guys this morning.
Fresh.
So, I am willing to take some thoughts and opinions on what you guys want to see color-wise on this guy for paint. Ooh, I definitely want to do magenta glow. Let's do that. So I'm going to start with putting in the glow here so I know what color we're going to start with for that. Paint these vials in.
What are you starting with?
This is Murderous Magenta. Just painting the vials here. And then, let's see here, where else? Paint some of this surrounding area with this glow as well.
Alec wants tiger stripe camo for the cloak.
Tiger stripe camo? Come on now, you can do better than that.
We're still working on the candy that Alex sent us.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, yeah.
Still working through it.
There's a lot of it.
So much candy.
Yellow. Firefighter.
Maybe.
Bad Bruise. Okay, maybe that's an alright idea.
I'm
I
a
don't know if
fan
I have
of
Bad Bruise up here though.
a super saturated red,
Super saturated
like
red.
almost like a red satin for the inside of the cloak.
Just playing around with some stuff here. See if I find something that I like. I do like this coal black and magenta look. Kind of a good combination.
But
Maybe
coal
with a
black
little
goes
bit of,
with
like,
everything.
Troll Blood base in there.
Coal black does go with everything.
This is kind of how I like make up recipes and color schemes for my own stuff, because I just, unless I have a really strong idea about what I want to paint
Just play with
color
it.
wise, yeah, I just kind of like put some colors. Like I'll come up with an idea, put some color down, and then mess around with it until I find something that I like.
Striker just asked the most important question ever. He had asked Hungerford if he needed to bring Timbits for us at Gen Con and never got an answer. The correct answer is always bring me Timbits.
What is this?
Always. Timbits are basically Canadian donut holes.
Oh, heck
Tim
yeah.
Hortons. Yeah.
I'm down. That sounds great.
DGC and his crew brought some for me and folks at Lock and Load last year and became my favorite person for Lock and Load. So yes, always
All right,
bring Timbits.
I'm gonna start mixing over here so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, because I'm painting or mixing over here, which is not actually on camera. So I'm gonna work on getting that. All right, let me redo this then. So, Jeff, have you gotten a chance to play any Riot Quest?
I have played a couple games, and I will be demoing it a lot at Gen Con.
You and me
I
both.
really enjoyed it. So the thing is, I played it, and while playing it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this game. I don't know if I'm getting it. And then 5 minutes after I was done playing, I was like, I want to play that game again. I want to go back and play that game like 10 more times.
It's a pretty similar reaction to most of the people that I've talked to that have gotten a chance to play it. I really enjoy it. It's just a fun, quick game that doesn't require a lot of effort, time investment from me to kind of get into, which is nice.
There's a lot less meta to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of depth to the game. It's just
There is.
The game isn't inherently like super complicated.
No, you don't have to do any kind of like homework or study the meta. You just learn what your dudes do and go do that thing. And because the chaos of the field itself is gonna not really allow for the most in-depth strategies. You have to employ the tactics.
Yeah, I think the great thing about it is that it's a fast game. So, like, there's a lot of times where I'll be sitting at my local game store, and we're like, do we want to get one more game in and be here till 11 o'clock at night? Not really, but we can throw down Riot Quest and play. And we'll still be there till 11 o'clock at night because we play game after game after game because it's random enough that every game's different. But when you don't have enough time for a full game of War Machine, that certainly is an option.
Well, yeah, between that and Monsterpocalypse, like...
Yep.
Too easy.
Yeah.
So we've got, for this cloak, we've got Trollblood Base and Coal Black, and then straight Murderous Magenta for the glow for right now. And I'll end up going back to that here in a minute. Just trying to lay down some color right now. Let's see here. So a little bit of Carnal Pink, plus a little bit of Murderous Magenta here. I'm going to work on this glow a little bit more. Try and create the strong central glow that we can build this magenta color out of.
So I've been putting the demo kits together for Riot Quest, and we kind of had to like do a little bit of a paint jam to get all the minis, ready to go for the show. I love the minis for this game. They're so much fun.
They're really nice models. Like when I first started working on them. For the studio ones, I was really excited because they're very different than a lot of the other models that we have. Like, they have an essence of the Iron Kingdoms, but they're very much more characterful than a lot of the other characters that we have, or models that we have existing already.
Striker's also asking if you think you can work any Amethyst Rose into the model.
I don't actually have Amethyst Rose up here because I didn't bring any paint.
I'll be right back.
Okay, but yes, I can. I was gonna work it in with the glow, but
But we've got Jeff.
Yeah.
And Jeff's awesome.
Let's just say I ran into some issues with a shower door this morning, and as a result, did not get here quite as early as I would have liked.
Slowed your day down just a little bit.
Yeah, just a wee bit. In a very painful sort of way.
Hashtag pro streamers. Damn right. Because professional just means you're paid to be there, right?
Yeah.
So then by the very base essence of the word, yes, we're professional.
Thank you.
I return. Were you guys talking about me while I was gone?
Not really.
No.
Oh, I'm not that important.
We got a little bit of this Amethyst Rose here. Mix some Murderous Magenta in there.
People in Facebook are asking what Gorman does.
He's a rogue in Riot Quest, so he's all about, agile movement and basically being sneaksy stuff. Might come into place during certain bounties and quests.
And Hungerford is a guest host on Elite Cadre's 100th episode, and they talk about him.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, there you go.
So
Pronto
that should,
Hornblower says he sprays goop, then laughs.
yeah.
That sounds like something a dude named Gorman the Mad would do.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the goop gun.
So I'm going with a real strong source light here and cast light from these little bottles.
I see that. So they're potent, is what you're getting at.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan.
Well, because he plugs them into his, well, I'm just going to call it an alchemical hand cannon that he's got going there.
As far as painting styles go, OSL is one of my favorite. It's just so, it draws the eye. And it just, the pop on it is just fun to see on models.
To answer Van de Beest's question, both.
All right, so a little bit more carnal pink. I'm gonna try and get a little bit of a blend from this highlight color all the way into this shadow color here with the amethyst rose as the base. This is one of the nice things about having a wet palette is that you can get these nice big blends where you can kind of get the color set up and you can push it one way and then push it the other and then just pick from the color that you want based on where you're going to be painting.
Yeah.
And I just start at one end and I put color down and I kind of just pull it through.
Get the whole gradient there.
Yeah, you just get that gradient in there.
Seth By asks if Gorman will have War Machine Hordes rules by Gen Con. I believe so.
That's the goal.
All right.
You'll notice we don't have any of the dev team on the show
They're
today.
furiously
They
working
are
this morning.
busy making all kinds of delicious goodies for Gen Con. Pronto Hornblower says Gen Con is hours away. It's tomorrow. Basically.
Everything is literally tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I am very excited. I love Gen Con. It's been
I do too.
my favorite convention for a very, very long time.
This will be my first Gen Con.
Oh, you're going this year?
Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
It is an experience. If you've never been before, it's kind of surreal in a lot of ways. Like the volume of people that go to this convention is pretty crazy.
It's a madhouse, but at the same time, like, and normally I don't actually do very well in crowds. Luckily, everyone at Gen Con is just in a really good mood.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
they're just super, super hyped to be there and play games. And buy games.
yeah.
And so, like, it's very easy to be around. It's a lot of work. Very tired at the end. I come home and, like, basically coma for a day or two. But, yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
All right. I think I like where this is going.
I do.
Some of that glow in there. We'll let that dry while I start working a little bit more on this, this blue color.
The other thing I'm excited about is every year we partner with the Ram downtown in Indianapolis, and we do like a special Gen Con beer model. We have they brand a beer for us, all that other kind of cool stuff. And so this year it's Sergeant Titanica,
Yeah.
and the beer is Big Red Ale. There's obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And there's also a secret additional beverage
Is
that they're
there?
doing for us this year. Yeah. So in the past, we've only done like the one beer,
Yeah.
and then that's
Are
the
they doing,
thing
like a
we do.
mixed
Like,
drink or something for us.
they're doing us something.
Secret beverages get me in trouble.
This will definitely get you in trouble.
right then.
But let's just say it's infernal themed.
Okay.
Okay.
And I've been talking to Rich, who's the guy over at the Ram over there, and we were concocting some delightfully evil plans.
Yes, this is not going to end well for Jeff.
This is not going to end well for anyone who doesn't hate their liver.
This is
like
how
I
I end the night giving Jordan a piggyback ride.
I mean, I feel like that would happen without any alcohol.
I mean, let's be real.
Like, who says we need alcohol for that?
We don't.
I mean, I probably do.
You need the alcohol to turn you into Superman?
Yes, that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
But yeah, I am ridiculously excited for basically everything involving in Gen Con, but particularly the Ram. We do a giant party there at 7 p.m. on the Wednesday just before Gen Con officially kicks off. So July 31st.
Yep.
Just
7 p.m.
the one at Gen Con.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's an exclusive deal that we've got specifically with the Ram at Gen Con. Because if you haven't been to Gen Con before, one of the kind of crazy and surreal things about the show is that the entirety of the city, at least in the immediate vicinity around the convention
Like an
center,
8-block radius.
yeah, it just like totally changes, and you see Gen Con related stuff in a lot of the restaurants and a lot of the stores around the convention center itself. So it all kind of morphs. Like you go to a Starbucks that's 2 blocks away, and they've got a Gen Con sign in it. So it's really cool to see the whole city kind of morph around the convention that's happening.
Oh yeah. Well, and the other
Which
part
kinda-
that I really love is 2 massive nerd cultures often like kind of meet face to face. So you have, you know, what we like to think of as our primary nerd culture, so gaming in all of its various analog related forms, and then there's almost always a Colts game.
Yeah.
Almost always. So like
Honestly, kind of the worst, just because of the traffic.
But the hilarious part is it forces all the sports fans who are there, you know, like in like blue and white face paint, or you know, like wearing the jerseys and stuff like that, to go, oh, we're just nerds because we're doing the exact same thing about our fandom as they are. Crap.
I don't think there was a Colts game last year, was
I
there?
don't think so. I think there might have been a Pacers game.
They do a really good job of making sure that Gen Con's got something else also going on right next to it,
Yeah.
which is just, it's cool, but it's also inconvenient in a lot of ways.
But I mean, like usually, if you're at Gen Con and you're there for the show, you're not going anywhere other than walking. In general.
It's definitely a cool place to go, though. The nice part is my dad actually lives in Indianapolis, so it's kind of nice
there you go.
to visit him while I'm out there. Although he's actually going to be in Seattle for the duration of the trip, which is kind of funny.
Just swapping places.
Yeah, he's in town basically this whole month, so he and I are not going to be able to hang out at Gen Con this year.
Stryker even says the Colts game was away last year. So
Yeah. But like the great thing about the tapping party we're having at the Ram is that you will have unfettered access to privateer press staffers.
oh yeah, no,
Like you can come visit us in the booth during Gen Con, but a lot of times we're demoing games or we get pulled away for interviews or whatever, and you're only going to be able to talk to us for so long.
because I make everyone go.
Yeah.
I put it on the schedule, and it is mandatory that staff goes.
But at the tapping party, we don't have anywhere else to be.
Well, not only that, but that I have never had to force anyone to go.
Yeah.
Like it's too much fun. The food is really good because the whole menu gets rebranded with our stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is actually kind of fun.
So,
to
like
be
the
honest.
Bamfist burger, for example, and all kinds of other cool stuff,
Yeah.
and including the secret drink I was mentioning, which I'm going to have far too many of, and it's going to be delightful because I hate my liver.
Don't we all? All right. So what I'm trying to do here is create hot point glow in here, where the vials are.
Yeah.
And then trying to make sure I have a good gradient onto the rest of the area. You can see this glow
Radiating outwards.
Yeah. And just finding places, putting it up underneath the hat here on his face mask, and making sure that it goes gradually less bright as it goes out, and then brighter as you come into these 2 points here.
It reminds me of a lot of the color palette that was used in like the Strange Light art.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and use like a pretty minimal amount of colors here, and just do a lot with gradients and glow, and just have some fun with it.
Striker says Riot Punch would have made sense as well. It would have. But no, it is definitely much more infernal. Hitacool says, I need a job with you guys to have a chance to go. It's too expensive otherwise. Well, privateerpress.com/jobs and take a peeky peek.
Gen Con is definitely kind of crazy expensive.
It can be. You
It's-
can actually also surprisingly do it fairly cheap as well.
Yeah, you definitely have to be on top of it, though.
Yes.
And if you want to stay in one of the attached hotels, that's
Good
a lot
luck.
more expensive.
Yeah.
Because that's like where a lot of the price comes into.
Oh,
into
yeah.
play.
Because they can get away with charging an outrageous
Oh,
price.
oh,
Because
yeah.
they're going to sell out
Yep.
no matter what.
I mean, the way to go nowadays is to get a big group and Airbnb it.
That was
Yes,
actually what we
that's
did the first
some
year
of my
that I
friends
did.
did last year.
Yeah.
They work at another game company that they own and run, and they did an Airbnb downtown. Like it was a really cool kind of like loft style condo above one
Yeah.
of the establishments, and went out and hung out with them one night. And yeah, that I was like, oh, I wish we could do that.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Like, I went to a War Machine team tournament in Portland, and instead of getting a hotel room for 4 hotel rooms for a 5-man team, we got an Airbnb with another team that's local, and there were like 10 of us there, and so we're always talking about War Machine. It's just a huge party for everyone. It's fun all the time.
Why is Danny like trolling us so hard in the Facebook chat?
Because Danny's a weirdo.
I think he broke his caps lock button.
He did.
I think Danny just broke.
Well, he did work really hard on the Infernal table and the Stormbreak table
Yes.
that we used at Lock and Load.
He didn't work that hard.
The Stormbreak tables were pretty impressive given the amount of time he had to finish them.
He was so worried about getting him done. I'm like, Danny, you're going to have this done by the beginning of July or June.
He did not.
He did not.
I mean, it was
Basically done.
3
up
days
to the minute.
before, painting was still happening.
I always have to give Danny a little bit of a pep talk every once in a while. He's always like, man, I don't know if I'm going to get this done. I'm like, get out of here. You're always going to get this done. Because you're Danny. And you're crazy in the best sort of way.
Well, and he had
Just get it
Evan
done.
helping him, and
Yes.
Evan is
Evan's really good.
amazing. Yeah,
Evan
Does
is
good
our
work.
most talented shipment packer we've ever had right now.
right. Yeah. No, he does some of the stuff that he made for like like the turrets and stuff that were on the top
Yeah.
part of the Cadoran
With the bomb wrecks,
airship. Like, yeah,
yes, they were
Those were
very impressive.
dope.
Evan's a machine, dude.
What are you doing up here? Oh my goodness. Hi everybody, meet Danny. He's loud and annoying, but we love him anyways.
Danny's here. Hi.
Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome, John.
And now you can leave.
Okay, bye, guys. Love you all.
That's what John just said. And now it's time for you to go.
Couldn't have done it without his contribution.
Right? So Alec was asking, so with you guys doing con, all the con stuff, what do we like to do for fun? I assume he means at the show, at Gen Con. So, cosplay, painting, gaming, eating, drinking. Mostly eating and drinking, and actually just hanging out with you guys. I know it sounds kind of cliche and whatnot, but it's actually, I get a chance to see Travis, who I only get to see about 4 times a year, and that makes me super happy. We get a number of people that aren't able to make it out for like Lock and Load, some of the other shows. And yeah, that's my favorite part.
So for me, I benefit from the fact that my friends, like my friends outside of Privateer Press, I should say, because I do have a lot of friends that work here, but they all go to Gen Con every year.
I have a number of those as well.
So they get an Airbnb, and we all hang out after work, and they talk. We just talk and chat and have a good time. So it's nice to have that kind of not work life balance outside of just the convention.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But also hanging out with everybody from Privateers is always a blast. So,
but it's nice because it takes the environment a little bit less out of the zone of feeling like work all the time, because so many people that you are excited and happy to see are swinging by all throughout the show, either at the booth, after hours at different events, or just in general, and it makes the time go by a lot faster, and it keeps you pumped.
Yeah, it is a good time. It's funny. Conventions have always, for me, never felt like work. Like, I am working. I'm doing work things.
I have a somewhat different opinion.
I mean, everybody's different, right? Like, for me, that kind of work doesn't... Like, I'm doing not what I do on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
So it's a chance for me to kind of break away from painting all the time and actually get a chance to like really interact with the community in a way that I don't normally get to outside of doing the show.
Well, and that's why, I applied for the position I have, is because pretty much exactly that. There's a lot of definitely very tough work that happens before and after a show and during. But during, you have the whole team basically, which, many hands make light work. And then it's so rewarding for the effort that's put in that it's completely worth it.
Yep. I'm looking forward to Gen Con just because once we get to the convention, my work is done. Like, the actual work at the convention is not nearly as much effort as my personal effort that I put in the run-up to Gen Con.
Oh, absolutely.
The last couple of weeks have been very strenuous for social media coordinating.
Yeah.
With all the Oblivion spoilers, managing that whole thing. So once we get there, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff anymore.
No, you just post pictures of dope stuff happening at the show.
Yep. If it's not right in front of me, it's not my concern.
And do demos of Riot Quest.
Yep. And then I come back and regret not worrying about stuff more while I was there.
I feel like that's just life.
Yeah.
You know
Cool.
you had a good time at
So
Regret
I think we're getting pretty far along on this glow here. So I'm probably gonna start working on more of his cloak.
Okay. What are you thinking there?
I think I'm just gonna start bringing it up a little bit more, giving it a little bit more color. Not sure what I'm gonna do there yet, but we're gonna figure it out.
Were you thinking to go complementary with the back half of the cloak or contrasting with the back half of the cloak?
I mean, the cloak's all gonna be one color. Okay. And by cloak, I meant clothes, not specifically the cloak.
You're just starting with the coal black on all of it.
Yeah, I'm toying with the idea of doing like a front glow, like he's passing through a spotlight or something.
Okay.
That way, I have the like glow coming from this side and then glow coming from
Some dynamic lighting. and
yeah.
shading.
It's just a little bit more visually interesting.
Yeah, it implies a little bit more motion to his stance, even though he looks fairly dynamic as is.
Not even just motion. It just like creates a scene and an environment
Sure.
that he's in, right? That can be more interesting than just, hey, this guy's walking around and he's got a big glowy vials on his chest or whatever. which I'm going to pop out just a hair more.
Stryker just noticed he's tiptoeing. Well, he is a rogue.
Tiptoeing.
Yeah. He's all.
He's on his tippy toes. All right. So.
I thought that was just how he runs. Like ninja-like.
Oh yeah. That's. Travis says he can't wait till he can find out what he can buy at Gen Con. That will be going up tomorrow.
Yep.
It's going to be dope. You'll be excited. Gecko in a suit says he Naruto runs. Yeah, ninja.
Yep. Yes, I'm excited to see all the things that I won't be able to buy at Gen Con.
I mean, you can buy them.
You can.
Yes, but
That
not
is
right.
allowed.
Oh yeah, I could, but
You can fork over retail value and be a customer.
I might have to get at least one of the things that I know has been packed up onto the pallets.
Fair enough.
But I probably won't.
So obviously Sergeant Titanic will be there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's kind of duh at this point.
Yes.
Let me see,
Being the
what
Gen
else-
Con exclusive, yeah.
Right. What else do I know is packed and already on its way?
Oblivion
Oblivion. Yep.
and Riot Quest.
As well as the first 5 models to be released for Riot Quest outside of the starter.
Yes.
So Boomhowler, Solo Artist, Gorman the Mad, Black Bella, Duchess of Dread.
Hey Becky, in answer to your question, Becky asked, Sar Jordan, what are you highlighting over the Murderous Magenta? I'm using, so over the glow that I just painted, which was a mixture of Amethyst, Rose, Murderous Magenta, and Carnal Pink was the other color there, if you want to put those splotches up there, John. So that's the glow color, and that is basically the start to finish gradient. On top of that, to create these like hot points and reflective pin lights, I'm using Carnal Pink and Menoth White highlight to get these really, really hot points in there. Oh, thanks, Jeff, for the heads up. Sounds great. Let's do it. Let's see here. What kind of glow do we want to do on the outside? I think I really do want to do this glow. Should I do blue?
Perhaps Exile Blue.
No, it's got to be
Too dark?
Right.
Yeah.
Meridius.
That's what I have in my hand, so that's what I'm thinking
I can't
about.
see
Maybe.
your hand from here.
I mean, that is actually the color that I had in my hand.
I just like that both Jeff and I said it at the same time, and you had it in your hand.
I mean, we can play around with it and see what it looks like. Mix a little bit of some Menoth White highlight with that.
So let's see here. I said Boomhowler, Solo Artist, Black Bella, Duchess of Dread, Gorman the Mad.
Is Widget going to be there?
Yes, Widget, Tinker Extraordinaire, and then Harlow Hold'em High.
Yeah.
Man, Widget is like one of my favorite models out of that.
She's kind of extra adorable.
Yep.
I just like the I don't know if I like this. I like the pose. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
She was a blast to paint. There's a lot of character in that pose as well. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm so used to starting at the left side of my palette and working over to the right. So I apologize, you guys, if you're not seeing all of these bits of mixing that I'm doing here. Just do a little bit of a sketch here to see if I like.
What did you end up going off with there?
Those are just Menoth White highlight and Meridius blue, thin down
Meridius, okay.
a bit, yeah.
Click, click, and rip. Oblivion. We'll have all kinds of infernal goodies.
We will also have the same hyper clear resin Monpok monsters we had at Lock and Load.
Okay, sweet. So if people hadn't seen those are they're clear resin instead of the gray resin, and they come in basically the faction.
Yes,
or
the
agenda colors.
So there will be blue for the destroyers or blue for the protectors, orange for the destroyers.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's Defender X, Terracon, and Zor Maxim.
That sounds right.
And then it's Gorgadra, Deimos 9, and the Ares Mothership.
No.
You
listed 2 Martian Menace ones.
But it is Deimos
9.
Gorgadra.
And Thulgrash?
Thulgrash?
I believe it's Thulgrash.
Does it have wings?
Yes.
That is Thulgrash.
They both
well,
have
I guess they
wings.
both have wings.
But it is...
Does it have
It
hands?
is Thulgrash.
Yes.
Or does it have tentacly hands?
Tentacly hands. Yeah, Travis is even like, it's Thulgrash.
All right. How's this coming through?
Danny is like just breaking down in chat.
Yes.
Danny?
Yeah. Focus on your work, Danny. Go make dope stuff.
Ooh, you know what could be cool is I could do like an underglow.
Like whatever he's standing on is glowing.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
It could be interesting, especially if he's like standing like on like a metal grate that has like, you know, the creepy orange glow coming up from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Travis, did Tony kill Danny for interrupting? Tony is not here, so no. You just told him to get out.
I mean, I might kill Danny for interrupting. We'll see.
I need Danny.
No, you don't.
Through Lock and Load.
Gen Con.
You can have his corpse.
No, through next Lock and Load.
Okay, that's...
Because I need new Iron Gauntlet table for a Lock and Load next year.
I mean, if you can reanimate him, you can have him.
Oh, I think we can reanimate him. We got all kinds of crazy chemicals downstairs. We can figure something out.
We also have Evan.
We do have Evan.
Not that Danny should be worried.
No. Whoa. Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you were saying that Evan could come up with a clever way to reanimate Danny. Not that he would replace Danny.
Either or.
What kind of thrall would Danny be? He wouldn't be a thrall. He'd be a necrotech.
Yeah, Necrotech.
All right. Yeah, I like how this is coming along. I think we're gonna stick with this. This is also just a fun way to get it painted real fast too, because glow can come together pretty quickly.
Well, it's also like not like Fonz isn't still here too.
Yeah.
He could do all kinds of stuff.
Didn't Fonz used to do that?
Sure did.
I think Fonz was our
He was
first
the first one, yeah.
terrain maker. Mm-hmm. And we still use some of his terrain.
Absolutely.
So what I'm doing is I'm starting by putting the highlight color on there, or the like reflective cast light from whatever it is that's over here,
Sure.
or I guess environmental lighting because it's coming from the top and from the bottom-ish area. Is I start with that and then I build the tone of whatever it's going on to underneath or after that on top of it.
Okay.
So I'm painting his pants into that
Pants painting.
as well. Just back in here and paint his jacket. Let's see here.
I need to get some LED stuff. People are like asking about different LEDs for making stuff glow. Tyson, who also makes really dope terrain.
Yep.
And definitely does so for things like LVO and a couple other things. A lot of his Grimkin stuff has some really great LED effects. Some of the stuff that he put in for the P3 Grandmaster contest and a couple other painting events. And I've been pretty impressed with those.
So he actually does a lot more than just puts LEDs in it. He
Yes.
has to. He ends up like recasting different pieces in clear resin, so you can get that effect, and then just paints over it like normal. Now he'll buy the whole kit.
Yeah.
Because he likes supporting what we do, and that's, I think, the only reason why I think that's totally fine, him doing that. But
And it looks dope.
I mean, he does a really good job. Like, he does a ridiculously good job.
Like, his
The dude's
Clockatrice
killer.
is pretty friggin' sweet.
I haven't seen his Clockatrice, but I've seen a lot of the
I mean,
stuff.
his
His purple
is
Grimkin.
cool,
are-
but you know, it doesn't have a moving
A moving clock.
clock, which I think is a detriment.
I still need to make my Rockatrice. I've been so freaking busy. I told you about that, Jeff, right?
No.
So I'm going to Dremel out the clock and put a little Bluetooth speaker in him
Okay.
and sculpt him a bigger kind of like Liberty Spike Mohawk type thing. He's going to be the Rockatrice.
Nice.
Put a little USB cable in his tail. Put him on my speaker. Blast the tunes.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Let's paint some brown for some of this stuff. So I'm putting some Umbral Umber. I'm going to paint his boots with a little bit of Umbral Umber.
Because Umbral Umber is dope and goes with everything. Whoop. Sorry, I didn't let it do a whip. There we go. And whip. It's important.
It's the best part of the cast, right?
Gotta have the
The
effects.
sound
dude.
effects.
Yeah.
Let's paint up his little satchel here.
What songs would he have? Stryker asks, because most of them should involve time. Much like the Big Lebowski, I hate the Eagles, so definitely not that one. I don't know. It's got to be like really like it can't be folk or typical Americana. It's got to be heavy rock.
What about like
So,
"Time
like,
Is on My Side" by the Rolling Stones? That's
No.
the Rolling Stones, right?
Yeah,
No?
no. I'm thinking more like I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Okay.
Like Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and harder.
Okay.
And definitely some Twisted Sister. Rockatrice has got to be playing some I want to rock.
Yeah.
It's got to happen.
Some Iron Maiden.
Some Iron Maiden. Just about anything there.
Yeah.
God, you guys are such nerds.
Yeah. Time by Pink Floyd would work.
Yeah.
Would work. They play that a lot on the radio station here. Like a lot.
I don't listen to the
Between
radio
Time,
anymore.
Money, and Eclipse / Brain Damage. They play those 3 songs just a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't get to listen to the radio a whole lot, even though my commute is a
Yeah, especially your
monster.
commute's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You do not listen to stuff on your commute.
Well, I now listen to podcasts related to War Machine because that's my job.
Fair enough.
Aren't you like supposed to not work while you're commuting? To
Oh,
work?
I'm never not working.
Eh.
Tony's not here, Alec. It is John. He's trying to tell me that, about wireless Bluetooth speakers that are less than 2 inches wide. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they exist. I have looked it up. Fleetwood Mac, Becky says, Granted, nothing hard, but Fleetwood Mac is just amazing.
There's
so
a lot of
yes.
classics in there.
All right. What do you guys think? What else should I do here?
Any edging or dark lighting or dark lining you're looking to do, or metallics for the gun? Something for the hose?
Metallic's probably not a bad idea.
You got his face mask going on.
You're a few beers in. It's like, at worst, 3 o'clock.
He's
No.
in Germany, dog.
Oh, all right.
I mean,
Respect.
if you're in Germany, does it matter what time it is?
No.
That's a very good point. Probably not. Is the answer to that.
Bierzeit.
Yeah.
Entschuldigung, meine Deutsch ist schlecht.
You gonna put some Rammstein in your Clockatrice?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
Probably Firefly, which is firefight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock in Germany at the moment, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Well, then, drink on, friend. Drink on. It's like, man, I would not have beer this early in the morning. Well,
See if I remember.
At
Ich
least while I'm
möchte
working.
Bier trinken, yeah? Something like that. I think that's I want a beer. Ich möchte eine Bier. Yeah. Ich möchte eine Bier. Ooh, he's drinking a dark. It's a König Ludwig Dunkel.
Okay.
You can tell because Dunkel is dark.
Yeah.
My German is terrible.
But you know how to order a beer, and that's what
I
matters.
do. I know how to order a beer, and I know how to ask if you'd like a beer. Möchten Sie etwas trinken?
Yeah. I can
Would you like something to
I
drink?
can ask for a beer and where the bathroom is in Spanish,
Yeah.
but that's about it.
I mean, those are like the most important things.
Yeah.
for
They
learning.
are very important.
Yeah.
I cannot remember how to say restroom in German.
Hey, Danny, you should bring some of those donut holes up here so you don't eat them all, and so that we can partake of some.
If you tell him he will, do you want him
Too
coming
late.
back in here?
Too late.
I mean, if he
He already
becomes
said
annoying, we'll shut him up. Man, there's some sweet like conversion ideas that you could do for your Grimkin out of that.
The best I've got is Wo bist deine Puppenhausen?
I think it's really important that if you do an old witch, it needs to be like some chick playing guitar on that platform.
Like the Doof Warrior from
Yeah,
Mad Max.
yeah.
But then you need to put a tiny little flamethrower on her guitar and spew fire across the board. And what could possibly go wrong with that?
Alec just says WC, so maybe I could just say something along the lines of Wasser Closet, and he'd get it.
You see?
Oh, what's up?
Donut holes. One might even say Dan nut holes.
Okay,
No, get out.
get out.
Get
You're out.
Bye,
You're
guys.
done. Leave the donut holes. Okay,
Love
good.
you.
Young child.
Professor Pampers.
That young child that's actually quite a bit older than I.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I put you in that category, too.
What?
Being over a decade younger than I am.
Yeah, I don't,
You're like a child.
am I though?
Yeah. You
I mean,
really
I
are.
feel like while I am a child, yes. I don't really act like it most of the time. Or at least I try not to. Although I have to admit, due to movie nights, I am catching up on films that need to be watched, which is great. Catching up on pop culture from the last 15 years. I
Right.
missed out on. Just watched No Country for Old Men last night, which is a film.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a very interesting film, to say the least.
And Van de Beest also said if I'm running piggybacks with the Rockatress, then War Pigs by Black Sabbath, which is an absolute yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
All right.
So we got some metal on the gun.
Yeah, so got some metal there on the gun, blending out this hat again.
Is it just cold steel? Can't quite make it out from here.
It's pig iron, but it's old pig iron, so it's a little chunky and a lot
pig iron.
more metallic-y than normal.
Chunky.
But it works.
Due to the comment that Vandalar the Red said, yeah, rip Rutger Hauer.
Yep.
Put a little bit of this glow back on top of this metal that I put down here. Make it a little bit more of a glaze. Water it down.
And then Martin was a little late to the stream, so he wasn't sure if this was the studio scheme or your own. This is your own, correct?
Oh yeah, this is definitely not the studio scheme. We tend to not paint super weird and crazy, colorful light sources on most of the models that we do for the studio.
Partially because you never know what angle it's going to be photographed at.
I mean, like I paint for the camera, so
Well, you know what I mean. Like what it's going to potentially do to some of those colors if you do a fixed source.
well, I think part of doing the job that I do is knowing the answers to that, right? Like knowing what the camera is going to do and how it's going to react to certain things. So
Sure.
I think
that makes sense.
that's an important part of doing painting for box art, painting for the camera, right? Is an idea that is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And it can also save you a lot of time in a lot of regard or a lot of situations, right?
Yeah, I'm not getting what I'm trying to say out very well. So
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely not painted for the camera, right?
No.
Because if this were painted for the camera, this would be the focus,
Right.
or rather, this would be the shot that would be focused on. This is designed to be viewed all around because then you can look at this glowy area here and get some of that interest going on. And I haven't painted really
that
the back,
was
but
more what I was trying to get at, but just was failing at wording.
yeah. I'm just trying to incorporate some more different colors and things on here, like this brown trim to his jacket.
Is
Or
that
his
just
cloak,
back to
rather.
kind of the umber?
Yeah, this is just Umber Lumber. If I had Battlefield Brown, I'd probably use that since it's a little more desaturated. Umber Lumber tends to be pretty saturated with color. So it's not ideal, but it'll work in a pinch. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting in here, just putting a quick base coat down on the back here. I'm just getting it on the trim. Getting underneath that hose, line the bottom of this.
And looks like we're pretty close to having to wrap up for the
Yep.
day.
Oh, yep, it is 11 o'clock. All right, so it seems like a fine stopping point.
It's a pretty good start.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid start. Got most of the way there. Just got to finish kind of the individual elements, the back and things like that. This is the kind of the part that needs a lot of work. But thanks for joining us today, everybody. Jeff and John, thank you for hanging out
Absolutely.
Yep.
and participating in the stream. And I will see all the rest of you guys, I believe, the week after we get back. I don't know, John, did you talk to Tony about next time we're going to be
A little bit. It should be the week after. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
worst case scenario, I can cover this again. So.
yeah. And I think I'll be back in on Thursday. So.
And then just a quick touch point before we leave. The Riot Quest tutorial is online. So if you guys
Yes, that video, well, the video went up yesterday, I believe. And it looks like the website is up as well.
So RiotQuest.com.
The rule book is available there too, in PDF form.
Oh,
Right
you
there.
did not. Actually, let's do this really quick before we shut off because we forgot to do P3 painters.
I was just getting to that.
Yep. Yeah. So let's do that real quick because we did pick out a couple of things yesterday. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Power Gorged, for the heads up. And let's go to our first one here, if you can find it. I believe it's the Railless Interceptor. So this is sweet. When Tony kind of scrolled past this earlier, I was like, man, this is awesome. Because this reminds me a lot of the Railless that I painted a while back for an Insider, where I did this whole base and then I painted the thing and beat it all up with all the scratches and stuff. And this is really, really well done. And it's a good example of why, like, how to do snow in a really convincing way.
It's not clean.
It's not clean. It's not fluffy. I mean, fluffy snow is definitely natural, but like, there's a time and place for it, right? And
Like a Sorsha 3 base.
sure, yeah. But like this one, for example, it's getting, it's rolling through the snow and it's got more ice than snow, which is more of what you would see around heavily walked ground.
Yeah, this is the kind of terrain you'd see on a battlefield.
So, yeah, it's awesome. This next one is also pretty sweet. I really like the sludge that's coming around these guys. There's a really cool effect that I've not actually seen done on any of the gobbers. But I really like it. It's really unique. It's really interesting to look at. And I can't really see who did this. Can you give a shout out for their name?
1 sec.
Real quick.
Boom. In Dave's life.
In Dave's life. And what was the other one again?
The other one.
These are both new folks that I don't think we've talked about.
Arcane Steam Studio. Which is a great name.
Yeah.
We
So
do Arcane Steam stuff too.
Yeah.
thank you for showing and contributing these pictures to us, you guys. And we'll see you guys in another couple weeks.
Absolutely.
And I will look forward to seeing y'all.
Alrighty,
And
guys.
seeing any of you that come to Gen Con too.
Yes, we will see y'all next week.
Show up, bring your models.
Yes.
Yes,
Play some
absolutely.
games.
I'm so excited.